Think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
I respect everything everyone is saying to me, and I don't want to fake apologize. I'm very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying. It's not good for anyone. And it's not good for poor folks. It is not good for y'all because you become slave fodder. It's not a good thing. It's not good for women because you are now being told and dictated to, and you can't say anything because they, throw you in a jail or whatever.
When the camera switches on, the room falls eerily quiet. This time, the roles have been reversed, and there she is, Whoopi Goldberg, trembling and blinking her lips while gripping the table as if it were the only thing keeping her rooted. Right now, Whoopi Goldberg isn't The View's no-nonsense queen. She's not expressing opinions like gospel or offering hot takes. No, Karoline left it because she was in court. Young people who are furious and unrepentantly conservative, and she did the unimaginable this time. Oga's receipts were dropped, and she forced Whoopi to answer for every remark as she was taken into the courtroom. What started off as simply another heated moment on daytime TV turned into a full-fledged court battle, and now she's crying. Her masks are falling off, and she's breaking under the stress. But do yourself a favor before we dissect every crazy turn in this legal battle. This is the perfect moment to hit the like button and hit subscribe. Drama like this is what feeds the gossip machine. Additionally, if you recently subscribed, you are now a legend. Let's get started now. Everything began like it typically did on The View. A contentious visitor is hosted by a panel of co-hosts in a conversation that is essentially a political ambush. Karoline Leavitt Joy was the first to criticize Karoline's ascent in politics, dismissing it as only a matter of appearance. This time, Karoline was the visitor in the hot seat. Whoopi then leaped in.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Karoline's accomplishment was dismissed by Whoopi as the result of her being woke, and dismissing it as just another instance of white privilege at work. Q's Sunny Chine laughed. The crowd applauded, but Karoline remained unflinching. She sat quietly, took it all in, and then waited for days. She retaliated. She dropped a legal grenade, but it wasn't the Twitter tirade or the interview that made headlines. It sent shockwaves across ABC. Karoline played it smart, calmed through every clip, quote, and smug comment, and created a case so strong it couldn't be ignored. Then, with her legal team by her side, she filed a defamation lawsuit so astounding it made front-page news and brought in $800 million. Most people in her position might have clapped back online, but Karoline didn't. Allow that to sink in. The lawsuit wasn't only named. Whoopi Goldberg criticized the ABC network as a whole as well as Sunny host of Joy Behar. The accusations were part of a coordinated media operation to stifle conservative views through character assassination and defamation. However, this is the true gameter. Karoline had no desire for vengeance. She was calling for responsibility. Her legal team was very explicit about it. A vehement public declaration, this is about principle, not politics. No woman should be publicly demolished for having the audacity to speak for herself.
Stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to
the
come back after the
expectation
panel.
for-
Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wait.
Boom, exactly like that. This was more than just a lawsuit. It was in the present week. The courtroom is crowded. Everybody is watching the door. Whoopi Goldberg conceals her face with huge sunglasses as she goes. Her expression was unreadable and frigid. However, the cracks begin to appear when Karoline's legal team presents their case. Witnesses state as the awful footage ran over the screens, Whoopi was clearly shaken. Videos show her making fun of Karoline's IQ, appearance and accent, then the shocking revelation emails, call records, and internal production messaging indicate that they were skilled at manipulating Karoline's buttons to keep the cameras rolling, maximizing the humiliation and the gravity of the situation. It struck hard. According to reports, Whoopi bent over and murmured something to her lawyer before putting her face in her hands. She was observed wiping away her tears during playtime. Karoline's metamorphosis from unwavering daytime icon to unraveling defendant caught in the same kind of media firestorm she used to give out was astounding. She didn't glow or smile. Instead, she just sat there composed and motionless, but her silence spoke more than words could.
Hey, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
Yum food invoices, Karoline failed to bring some, she brought the whole ledger. A torrent of evidence was released by her legal team. Internal show notes from months' worth of film that has been transcribed provide evidence of a planned, intentional takedown. Then the smoking gun appeared. An internal letter that was released purportedly gave producers instructions to take advantage of Karoline's youth, put her on the defensive right away, and turned the conversation unpleasant. The courtroom became silent. Legal experts were taken aback. This was more than simply trivial TV drama. It appeared to be planned. Whoopi attempted to avoid answering questions about the documents by saying she was unaware of every production call. However, Karoline's attorney remained unflinching, stating that ignorance is not a defense. The remarks cut through the room like a razor when a mic is in front of millions of people. The gallery echoed with gasps. According to reports, Whoopi's face turned pale. In the meantime, ABC was in full-fledged crisis mode behind the scenes. Executives frantically going over Whoopi's contract, assessing the potential legal repercussions, and posing one harsh query: will the show even make it through these insiders? Once untouchable, whisper advertisers are subtly lowering ratings or dropping the network's public relations team completely. Woo is radioactive now. Additionally, several accounts claim because if Karoline prevails in this case, the shockwaves might affect not just one talk show, but the entire media industry. Thus, ABC may be preparing for something far broader than just her exit strategy, the end of The View itself.
They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him, they have shamed him, they have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
Karoline Leavitt is unflappable despite Whoopi's problems due to the spotlight in the courtroom. She has gained increasing respect from fans as well as unexpected quarters across the political spectrum thanks to her composed, fact-based approach. Social media is exploding. The discourse is dominated by hashtags like Justice for Karoline and media accountability. Even her previous detractors are giving her a second chance and applauding her for refusing to back down from a media behemoth that many feel has been operating unchecked for far too long. However, Karoline isn't seeking pity or playing the victim. She is here to demand accountability, integrity, and a new benchmark for public debate.
Goldberg, who raised a few eyebrows using the Bible to support the idea of kids getting gender change surgeries. Take a look.
This is a party that says we believe in parents' rights. You're telling me that as a parent, I'm not smart enough to decide if my child and I need to have gender affirming. Our doctors are not involved. What is going on? So I can't decide what my kid reads. I can't decide for my child what my child says is going on. You're telling me your beliefs, and they keep saying it, and I keep saying, what Bible are you reading? Because God was really clear. Very clear.
So if the court decides in Karoline's favor, the consequences could be disastrous. Whoopi may have to apologize in public, pay millions in damages, and possibly the worst blow of all, leave the area completely. The show's future is in jeopardy, but more significant events are taking place than the legal turmoil. There is a line drawn. Karoline's message goes well beyond the confines of the courtroom. Media power does not equate to impunity. Millions of people, including the most powerful voices, cannot avoid accountability indefinitely. Furthermore, this case suggests that the days of uncontrolled airborne takedowns may be ending.
Do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
It's your time to weigh in now. Was Karoline correct to demand accountability, and more significantly, should The View be held accountable for the things its hosts say on air? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear what you think. Did Whoopi Goldberg cross the line? Additionally, remember to use the like button to support Bold before you leave. Reporting without filters. If Whoopi is already losing it in court, believe me, this is just the beginning. Subscribe for more in-depth updates and courtroom drama as it happens.